Okay, now we're going to talk about fractions. Fractions, the point that I want to make is that fractions are the same thing as division. The bar in a fraction means divided by, which it makes some sense because we talked earlier about how we invented fractions to enable us to divide things. Someone says, "Oh, I love, multiplying. That's great. Let's undo it. Let's divide." Hey, what's 7 divided by 3? And you're like, 7/3. I don't know how to do that. But here's a nice point that 3/4 could be looked at either as division or as a fraction. We get the exact same answer. Let's look at it as a division. What's 3/4? It means 3 divided by 4. You have 3 things. 1, 2, 3 pies, and we have to share it among 1, 2, 3, 4 people. Okay, now let's say the pies are all different. Well, each person wants their share. Nobody's going to get a whole pie, and nobody wants a whole pie if they're all different. You want some apple pie, you want some pumpkin pie, you want some pecan pie. So what do? You chop each pie into enough pieces for all 4 of the people, and what is your share? This is you, and you get a quarter of that pie, and a quarter of that pie, and a quarter of that pie. That is your share. Right, that is one way to look at what 3 divided by 4 is. You had 3 pies, you're sharing it among 4 people, you get that much pie. Another way to look at 3/4 is to say you have 3 things, and those things are pieces, and it takes 4 of those pieces to make a whole. The numerator is the numerator, the number of things you have. The denominator is what those things denote. Like money comes in various denominations. If someone says, "Hey, you have enough money to go out?" and you're like, "Trust me, I've got 3 pieces of paper in my pocket." You say, "Well, if they're all ones, we can't do very much. If they're all 20s, we're fine." What are the denominations? What do these pieces of paper denote? In a fraction, the denominator of this fraction, the denominator is 4. What do the pieces denote? They denote quarters. They denote what you get when you take a whole thing, a whole pie, a whole circle in this case, and you divide it into 4 pieces. And you have how many pieces? You have 3 of those pieces. So this is another way to look at 1, 2, 3/4. And you see that it's the same as earlier.